I'm here with my new friend Tatum Heaberlin, who is from Gilbert, senior this year, had over 100 wins, 40 some wins this year alone. Uh, Man, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good actually, really good at Easter, and I'm happy I could spend it with my family.
Yeah, we catching you on Easter evening, and so you told me you spent it with your grandparents. Uh,
hmm
Always fun holidays with the family. One thing I want to start with is I saw that you had committed to Iowa Western.
Yes.
What went into making that decision?
For me, so for a long time I've known I want to go into teaching. I really want to be a
Okay.
PE teacher and I want to coach girls wrestling. So with that, I don't know, I just wanted a place that could get like my general education type stuff out of the way, had a really solid team, solid program, and I also just really loved their coach. She was really like down to earth, really like she kind of just like said it for what it was. Like wasn't kind of like sugarcoating anything for me to feel like, "Oh, I should go here." It was just very straightforward. Like she was just a generally like really nice person. And I was like, "Okay, I think like overall, it was just I felt most I don't know, like at home, just like the second I showed up, everybody was so welcoming, so down to earth, just like generally nice people, and I really enjoyed it.
Very nice. They also have some very nice wrestling facilities there too. I have
Yes.
not been there yet, but it's on my list to get there because they do have some pretty cool stuff. Fairly new.
Yes.
Probably a lot better than what you and I are used to having as a wrestling room. Did you look at a lot of other places, or was this kind of one of that first few?
I went to Iowa Central, Cornell. I went to a lot of like D3, like where I went to a lot of different places. I think honestly overall I probably visited a lot of places. It was one of my last visits I did, and it was I went to a lot of community colleges. My
Uh-huh.
overall, I kind of had the idea I wanted to go the community college route and then hopefully transfer out somewhere after I'm done with my 2 years. So most of the places I went kind of were community college area, but yeah.
That's great. And honestly, to tell you the truth, that's not a bad route to take. And Iowa has some of the best. Well, we have some great community colleges as far as education, but for as you're going women's wrestling, man, we got some tough ones. And so you're in a great spot. Let's go backwards here. Let's first of all, let's give a little shout out to Gilbert itself because Gilbert has been doing girls wrestling as long as anyone else. Dave Storm and your coach, I can't think of his name right off the top of my head. Um,
Scott Otter.
Scott Otter, they had a duel in like the early 2000s, and probably 40 or 50 girls were at that event. So Gilbert is not new to girls wrestling, and
No.
it's been a really solid team the whole time. So great job, Gilbert. We'll say that. But why did you decide to start wrestling?
My 8th grade year, I don't know, I just kind of I tried soccer, softball, like a bunch of different sports, and I never really like felt like I kind of like liked any of them past like that year. I just did it once and I was like, I don't really feel like going back out. It was just kind of what it was. And I've done competitive dance my whole life. So that's something I've always had, but I've never like felt like this is like what I want to do. This is so fun. It's more just something I've always done. So my 8th grade year, my friend asked me to be a wrestling manager with her because she was like, "Yeah, I don't want to do it alone," and like I think it'd be fun. I'm like, "Well, why not? I don't really have anything else to do with my time." So I managed wrestling and I watched all the boys and I was like, honestly, I feel like this is pretty cool. I'm like, I think I'd enjoy this. I'm like, this seems like a fun sport. So I talked to my mom, and originally my mom hated the idea. She was like, I don't want you in a room with a bunch of boys doing this stuff. Like, I don't think you think it's what it is. And I'm like, no, like, this is definitely something I'm interested in. Like, I want to try it. So me and my dad, we took the entire year of 8th grade year convincing her, like, no, this is something I want to do. And then freshman year, they sanctioned it as a girls' team, and Gilbert got its official first all girls team. And that's when my mom finally let me go out. So,
You said that was fine because you weren't wrestling the boys. And
yeah.
honestly, I coached some girls prior to sanctioning, and I'm not so sure I wouldn't have said the same thing as your mom. So I'm not, of course at the time I was pushing for however we get the girls wrestling, but I don't think she was saying a bad thing.
Yeah.
But since you stepped on the mat, what do you think surprised you the most, or when did you realize that, man, I love this. I want to do this for at least the 4 years of college or 4 years of high school, and then you realize you want to do college. But when did you really realize it's something you loved?
So my freshman year, I was like very. I'm below average. I was very not very athletic as a whole, and like hopping into a very like heavy athletic, like you have to be very fit to do well. I did not do very well my freshman year. I actually was like quite awful, honestly. And towards the end of my freshman year, I was like kind of just doing like an end of season like talk with my dad. He was like, "Is this something you want to keep doing? Like, I know we fought really hard for you to get here, but is this something like you enjoy? I know it hasn't been like very amazing for you, but is it something you enjoy?" I was like, "Yes." Like, I genuinely like. I just liked seeing like what it could do for me as like physically and like mentally. Like, it built me a lot as a person before it like showed up in numbers on like records and stuff. So I just, as a whole, really liked how it made me feel. Like I felt better. I ate better. I just had way better mindset about stuff. And I was like, Dad, I think like this is the sport I'm gonna like, I want to do. So then he was like, okay, let's set goals. And my freshman year, I was like, okay, I want to make it state. And he was like, whoa, 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 like let's slow down. Let's set like little baby steps here. Like let's figure it out step by step, and we'll each reach all these different goals. And I was like, okay, like let's do it. And then that summer I spent the entire time working up like camps, all these different tournaments and stuff, just trying to like get at least to average level because I don't know, I just really liked as a whole how wrestling made me feel. It just made me feel so much healthier.
Very good. That's really, I like that answer. That's a different answer than I've gotten in the past, but I like that answer. I think it's really honest and I really like the direction you went. You said you did competitive dance prior to wrestling. Do you
Yes.
think that body awareness that dance gives you and wrestling go hand in hand? Because I've seen it through gymnastics and dance. How do you think that's helped you?
I will say I my freshman year I hit the splits a couple of times because like I just naturally had the flexibility and my coaches were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." And I was like, sorry, like I don't really know what else to do here. Like it got me out of a lot of like random spots where I didn't know a wrestling move I could do to save me, but I could weirdly bend out of something to like not get pinned. So I will say I definitely think it helps like at least avoid some bad situations just because my body was like not as like stiff, I guess, in certain areas.
Uh-huh. That's really, yeah, I've seen that with just the way the girls react, where they gymnastics and dance and all that, how much that helps. Throughout these 4 years, what is something that you maybe point to that changed you as as an athlete? Maybe that you gained confidence from this match, or when did that click for you?
I think, well, my sophomore year when I came back, I went from yeah, I had 2 wins my freshman year. My sophomore year I had like I ended I think with like 30 some. So I think the end of my sophomore year when I realized like the turnaround I had had just because I wanted it and I wanted not just to win but just to like feel like accomplished and the fact that I put the work in to get where I was. I think that's really what did it for me was like seeing the big step I had made just
Uh,
purely out of like wanting to be better.
Very good. And then this year, you've had a fantastic year this year, junior year and senior year. Making it to the state tournament is quite an accomplishment anymore. Man, it's tough. It is not an easy thing to do. But then the place to be in that top eight in the state tournament is amazing. What did you really enjoy when you look back at the state tournament, and what's something you really enjoy from that?
I I liked meeting the people. I don't know. I feel like depending on like 1A like 2A like your size of school, you don't see that many different schools throughout the year. So I definitely liked seeing the different people and I also just liked how everybody there was so I don't know. They were so good but so not like boastful in it. They were just themselves. So I don't know. Like my first year I went, I was expecting everybody to kind of be like not like cocky, but kind of just like knew they were good and they walked around like it. But everybody there was just so down to earth. And I just really, I don't know, I just really liked that. How everybody was just genuinely sweet and just there.
And then this year, you had a great AAU state also. Ended up winning a really big match against
Yeah.
one of the best in the state, Going into that match, I mean, what were your thoughts going into a match like that?
I probably not the best thoughts. I was just like in my head, I was like, I'm here just to learn. Like for me, high school state was over, so this one was just like go out there and have fun. Like high school state was the one where I put not like the pressure on myself, but I put the expectations of where I wanted to be. I think AAU state for me was just like, let's have fun, let's talk to people, let's hang out. So when I knew I had to wrestle her, I think I was like, she's good. So I just need to go out there and wrestle my best and like whatever happens, happens. I just need to be content knowing I did the best I could. Like, because she's a really, really good wrestler. So I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm going to go out there and throw stuff and just see what happens.
So do you think a match like that has taught you something on going forward on how you should approach every match?
Yes. Like something my coach always tells me, especially he said it at that match. I kind of laughed about it after. He always tells me, he's like, yeah, you can wrestle anybody. Like the best in the state, like it doesn't matter. You can wrestle with anybody because it's every day is a new day. And I was like, yeah, 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 whatever. I walked out on the mat. I walked off and I was like, I guess you're right. Like, thanks.
Don't you hate that when the coach is right?
Yeah.
Should have been listening the whole time. Darn it. No, that was really great. Let's just briefly talk about this. So you're going to go down to Florida, be on
Yes.
the Team Iowa. What's something you're looking forward to about that trip?
I'm excited I've never been to a tournament like where you're just traveling with that team and going. So I think just traveling with a team, I'm excited to see how that goes. I've never been on a plane either, so I guess I'm just like the whole experience for me will just be new. I'm excited just to meet more people. I really like how wrestling brings a lot of people together that are from different areas and different backgrounds. So yeah, I'm just excited to meet new people and spend a whole like vacation wrestling, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to be alone. I've heard that a lot this year that, well, my daughter hasn't been on the plane yet. And I'm like, we'll be fine. You're gonna have about 90 of your favorite people around you, so it'll be all good. Um, when we look at wrestling and confidence, I think that's such an important thing because obviously you take yourself into confidently into a match and good things happen. Where do you think you've gained your confidence over these years?
I think in kind of like what I said before in work ethic and the fact that I feel like I know I've put the work in, so I need to be confident in the fact that I did that. But then also I think it comes that every day's a new day. And like just because like they're like somebody could have a really bad day but be an amazing wrestler and you could still like it just depends on how they wrestle that day. Like I don't know really how to describe it, but that and then God, I feel like faith, knowing that He gave you these abilities, He gave you this moment, so you just need to go out there, give it your all, and whatever happens, you just have to know that wrestling is something you do, it's not who you are. So,
I
yeah.
like that. I say that a lot too. I do say that quite often. Tough matches, you have had a lot of matches, tough matches in your time. How do you take that match? We'll even take like a state tournament match. Because I know you had a very competitive match with trying to think Lewis Central won't
Avea, yeah.
Avea. You had a really competitive match and then had to come back and wrestle after that. How do you reset after one of those matches?
I think for me, I wrestled it, I walked off. I was very frustrated because like I was in the match. I felt like I could have won it if maybe I'd done a little bit different here and there, but I just had to shut it all out. I had to be like, that's the past. I have to move forward because I can't go back and change it now. So I think it's more just the next best thing. I need to forget about it, move on. Like, I'm still here. I'm still competing. This isn't the end. Let's go type of thing. So yeah.
So before you step out on the mat, do you have like a pre-match ritual or something you say to yourself that maybe gets you ready or flips that switch for you?
There's this verse or something I saw somewhere, but it's basically God is within her, she will not fall. And that doesn't mean I won't lose, but that means I'm no less of a person when I walk off the mat. I am still who I am. Like I said, this is just something I'm doing, not who I am. It doesn't define my identity. So I think in my head, I'm just like, God is within me. Whatever happens, happens. It's his plan. Let's go. Kind of.
Good. I like it. Wrestling. To me, wrestling is the ultimate team sport. I know most people think it's an individual sport, but could you maybe describe your team and the culture and what your team's like?
So this year, especially, we had a lot of underclassmen. We had a lot of freshmen coming in, like 20 some. But so we were definitely heavily in the lower grades that like were a little more nervous. But I feel like we're we're definitely a family. I will say that. We're very togetherness. Like we all watch each other's matches. We're all supporting each other the whole time. We're also definitely jokesters though. We like to make fun with our coaches. We like to make fun with, like with each other. And I'd say it's just all like goofing around but with a purpose is kind
Uh-huh.
of what our team is. Um my teammate that one of my teammates that made to stay with me, she's my practice partner. She's my best friend. I will say she's definitely one of the people you want to surround yourself with, Kate Melody. She honestly pushes me. Like the days where I didn't like mentally, I was like, oh, I just don't know if like I'm tired, I'm this and that. Like she was there on the days she felt like that. I was there. Like definitely one of the people I could lean on when I needed it. And yeah, I don't know if this year would have been what it was without her being there with me. So yeah,
Is she also a senior?
yes. And she's
Okay.
going to Loris.
Oh, awesome. So with you and Kate, you said a lot of younger ones, 20 or 20-ish
Yes.
underclassmen. Uh, what do you hope that like your two's leadership gave to them?
I hope it just showed them like work ethic, like you get what you put in. So if you guys work hard, you just have to move on and know that whatever happens, you worked hard to get where you are, so you can't doubt yourself. Because I feel like a lot of them doubted themselves, doubted their abilities, doubted whatever they were doing. And I'm like, no, you gotta have faith in yourself and know that you showed up. And you showed up, so today at this meet, you're gonna show out because you showed up at that practice. So I just really hope they learn to have confidence in themselves, confidence in they know what they're doing. They've been here, they've gone to the practices, they've put in the work. So let's go do it.
I like that too. So what's something outside of wrestling that maybe we wouldn't guess about you or a hobby that you have?
Um, I love I love to bake. I love art. I I really like okay, this is I don't even know if this is a hobby, but I like thrifting old like ceramic
Hmm.
pieces. Like I have like little bins at my house of these little like creations other people have made. I think they're so cute. I also like fishing. I'm not great at fishing, but I like fishing.
So baking, what's your favorite thing to make?
I love making like tiered cakes, or I also like sourdough. I feel like sourdough, you can make a lot of different things with sourdough. So,
You have your own starter? You have that
yes.
art? Yeah, gotcha. I am not a baker, but my mother was quite the baker too. So, um, well, baking and art, that can go hand in hand. Really, the way baking has become, it could be that
Yes.
could be actually be a hell of a career for you. That would be might be kind of fun. I won't tell my wife that you do this thrifting with because she loves vintage, and we
Yes.
gotta
I
not have.
love it.
Oh my gosh. And I'm not going to go fishing with you. I was the youngest in my family and fishing was never my thing. They told me I couldn't talk on the boat. But no, you have some great hobbies. That's fantastic that you have all those different things that you do. Um, you said you wanted to go to, well, you want to be a teacher, PE and
Hmm.
specific
Yes.
PE and then coach. Any other sports you'd like to coach?
Um, I wouldn't mind dance. I guess, like I said, I have done it my entire life. I This will be my last year ever probably doing it, but I wouldn't mind it. I feel like I know enough. I wouldn't be bad at it, but yeah, I've tried a lot of different sports. I don't know if I could coach any other sports as well as because I feel like I've dedicated so much to wrestling. I feel like I'd want to do it, but I don't think I'd be bad at any other sports.
You probably wouldn't. You might be surprised how much wrestling helps you towards other sports and how coaching it might help you. Um, I'm going to get away from wrestling. Well, there's still wrestling questions, a little bit more about you and getting to know you in particular. Obviously, I like to bake, but do you have a guilty pleasure food, like especially during wrestling when we're cutting weight, that you're like, man, I really miss eating that?
Okay, carbs. I bread, anything like Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's not the meat and the random like traditional foods, it's solely the bread. Like I would rolls, everything like that, it gets me. So like steak and bread are like my actual like during season I crave so bad.
I'm not going to disagree with you there either. I could have steak and bread every day too. But after weigh-ins, how about that? After a weigh-in, what's your go-to food to get ready for that match?
After weigh-ins, we always get Subway as a team. I feel like I always want some type of sandwich. Like I prefer Jimmy John's, but I usually go with like some type of sandwich and then I drink orange juice if it's like even if it's like a late meat. I don't know why. I like orange juice and like my Gatorade, Pedialyte stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Jimmy John sandwich?
It's I don't even know what it's called. It's like three, it's literally I'm a very basic person. It has salami, like it's all meat. That's all it is. It's meat and then cheese and I take the cheese off. It's just meat and bread.
Really?
Like I'm so
You
basic.
are
It's
you
bad.
are very basic. Uh, so Gilbert, is there any great places to go out and eat at?
Not okay, not really. I prefer like Ames. I go to Ames for food. Gilbert,
Okay.
it's a fun little town, fun people,
Yeah.
kind of lacking in the food category.
Well, where's your favorite place to go in Ames then?
Texas Roadhouse for
And
steak and
I bet
rolls.
you steak and rolls. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was going to say there. Now, vacations, doesn't sound like you've been on, well, not been on a plane, so probably haven't gone anywhere you can't drive in a car. Doesn't mean you
Yeah.
can't get anywhere in the United States in the car.
Yeah.
But do you have a bucket list vacation that you'd like to do sometime?
I really want to go to the mountains somewhere. My family kind of sticks to like beaches, warm places, because like obviously Iowa we have cold winters and all that stuff. So I feel like I want to go somewhere with mountains and like hiking type stuff.
All right. That sounds like I mean, not for me. I'm a beach kind of person because I hate the cold. And as fat and old as I'm getting, I don't really want to climb up a mountain to tell you the truth. Uh, You already said you wanted to be a coach, which is great, and you're going to wrestle in college. So that's one of my questions I always ask people. You ever thought about officiating?
I legitimately did at one point before I even considered coaching because I'm like that would keep me in the sport. Like I would still be able to be around wrestling. I just don't know if I feel like I would mix it up so bad. Like the colors and everything, I feel like I would fail. But
I'm so bad at. I'm not an official, so I mean, it's those people that do it are that they're special people because it's not for
yes.
me. I do not yell at officials very easy. I'll put it that way. It's not my thing to do. Um, when you get old and gray and you're looking back on all your career, um, maybe you're talking to your grandkids. What's something you're going to tell them that was really special about wrestling?
I think the wrestling community, for me, like I keep saying people, but I don't know. I Wrestling definitely brought me friends. I didn't have a ton in middle school. I had a lot of other things that went on in middle school, but I feel like wrestling definitely brought me friends and it brings you the real friends because they're going to go through the hard practices with you and the hard times with you. So I would tell them that like find your sport, find your people and stay with those people because those people are the ones that know what it takes to do what you want to do and that's all that matters is that they see what you put in and they're there for you.
Well, we're kind of talking about this coming, what you're looking back on. Also, could be maybe there's an eighth grade girl that isn't sure about sports. Maybe there's somebody just like you that really hasn't found that thing. What would you tell that girl about wrestling?
I would tell her, I guess, just trying something new. Never be scared. I feel like you walk in a wrestling room and you've never wrestled, and it's just a lot. Because, like, compared to a lot of other sports, it's very different. So I feel like I would tell her, give it a try and just be so open minded. Because the second you put limits on what you think you can do or what it's going to give you, is the second it's just not going to be it. So you just have to be is so extremely open minded about what it can do for you.
All right. I'm going to give you the hardest question that you're going to have all day long, but I think you might have already said it because I wrote something down already. If you had a tagline for your career, your wrestling, something I'm going to put on a YouTube thumbnail, what do you think that tagline would be?
What did you write down? I want to hear. I want to hear what you.
Here's what I wrote down every day is a new day, and I was going to try to work that into every match as a new match.
I like that. I feel like that fits me. I feel like I would say that works. I like that a lot.
I think that I just you said it more than one time. It kind of your coach had said it to you. It's I don't know, something that I picked up on, and I think it'd be great. I honestly think that's a great tagline. We've probably answered the question, but I got just a few questions left, and so I'm going to ask it anyway. One question quiz. Wrestling has taught you to what?
Wrestling has taught me to persevere in the face of adversity. I feel like regardless of what happens, it's taught me to never quit in life and anything. I think no matter how hard it is, no matter how behind I get, no matter how many times it doesn't work out, I feel like wrestling has taught me that you just keep showing up because one day it's going to click and that day is going to be a pretty good day because you've been working for it. So yeah.
All right. Probably, well, not when you started because it started when it's sanctioned, but prior to that, the term wrestle like a girl was a derogatory term. Like when I was first starting to help coach girls, when your coach had those 20 girls out there wrestling in a duel. Um, but what do you think it means now? What does it mean to you to wrestle like a girl?
For me, I think it kind of just means what it did before, but showing up, I think it just means constantly trying new things, showing up, persevering through the hard things because for girls, so many things in wrestling are still new, still undeveloped, still all these different things because it's still so new. So I feel like just continuing to showing up and try is what it means to wrestle like a girl. It means no matter what, you're going to be there and you're going to show up.
All right. I got one last thing for you. It's going to be final thoughts, but I want to tell you it's been really kind of fun to get to know you. I enjoy the interviews like this almost better than when it's somebody I've known for years because it's neat to get to know something about each and every one of you girls because I always believe that every one of you have each of you have a story. And you have kind of I like your story. I think it's a really unique one because you've had to persevere. You've had to uh, maybe not really man, you had a bad first year, you know.
Yeah.
But look where you ended up in just a few short years, and you're going to wrestle in college, which is amazing, and you have aspirations to coach it. So I think your story is really cool. It's going to be really neat to get to know you even better this summer. But last thing I always do is a little final thought. Uh, Something about, you know, doesn't matter wrestling probably because we're on a wrestling podcast, but what's your final thoughts for the evening?
Um, I just feel like girls, I want people to know not to be scared. I feel like so many girls I meet, they're like, I'm scared or I don't want to try. Like, I don't want to go out because I'm scared of what people may think or the overall thoughts. I feel like just try it. Like you don't have to stay out if you hate it. If you truly hate it, nobody's gonna force you to be here. We all just want you to like we want you to love it as much as we do. So I feel like that is just something I try so hard to tell the younger kids, the eighth graders, the little people. Is just give it a try because you never truly know how much it can change you because it doesn't just change your athletics but it does so much for you past just straight your athletic ability, your physical looks, whatever it is. It is there like every other way mentally, like the amount of things that wrestling can do for you is insane.
Well, thank you very much for coming on and doing this. I look forward to getting to know you better this summer, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.